John Miller, New York City's Deputy Police Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism, is with us. He's a former Assistant FBI Director and our former senior correspondent. John, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you find most troubling about this episode? What can we learn from it?
Well, I think what's most troubling is that it's really out of the textbook. Spent a long time yesterday on the phone with Mary Ellen O'Toole, former FBI profiler, and one of the people who spent the most time on the offender characteristics about this guy. And, you know, as we went through the conversation, she's at George Mason University in their School of Science now and still studying this. She said, you know, you could write the book on this guy. He exhibited all of the classic behaviors, the pathway behaviors, which is all of the preparation he went through to do this. He didn't throw this together the day before yesterday. He bought that camera, he practiced with it, he obtained the guns and so on. The following and stalking behavior, the identification of, you know, selected victims. So, you know, we are seeing more and more of this.
You call him the classic injustice collector.
The classic injustice collector is those people who aren't making it and they're blaming it on everybody else along the way. And, you know, in this case, you see a classic injustice. What was his injustice? His injustice was he viewed himself as a guy who should be, you know, here on network television news. And unfortunately, he found the most terrible way to get there and to be that lead story, John, and to be on it.
John, what do you make of I mean, I think a part of what a lot of us found most disturbing, among many disturbing things, was that he not only did it while it was live television, and deliberately so, and that he was photographing it as well himself.
Since the Virginia Tech shooting, the FBI profilers, when that gunman sent the videotape and it was broadcast on a network TV broadcast, they said the next step is not to make a manifesto on video. The next step is to record the thing live while you're doing it and to distribute that. And they've been worried about that for a long time, and here it is.
But he had this pattern of odd behavior. His coworkers were uncomfortable. He threatened them. As you say, this was thought out. This was deliberate. Why no red flags? How was he legally able to buy a gun?
Well, right now under the gun laws, one of the things is unless you are mentally adjudicated incompetent by a court, that's not reported to the NICS system, which is the background check you go to buy a gun. So strange behavior, hostility, multiple firings, that's not going to show up on the radar screen. And you see with a lot of these people that they planned and executed their attack with such rational planning that they're able to mask the signs of mental illness that others see.
And now with social media, they have an easy way to distribute, you know, whatever they want to distribute.
If you look at this case and you stack it up against the Christopher Dorner case in Los Angeles, remember the LA police officer who was fired, and then he targeted all of those involved in his firing and tracked them down one by one and then published his giant manifesto on Facebook. They track almost exactly. And this final act of leaving behind this long treatise about what everybody did and listing every tiny slight, that is the classic injustice collector.
All right, John Miller. Thank you, John.